Right, in today's class, we are going to see the first phase of the compiler design process. Okay, that is lexical analysis. Okay, so the other day we have seen the phases of compilation, the cousins of the compiler, and and the phases of compilation and their functionality. Functionality of each phase, we have a brief introduction on each phase of compiler design process. As I told you earlier, phase is nothing but a logically cohesive unit in the compilation process. Okay, logically cohesive unit in the sense one phase will give, will take some input and produce some output, and that output is going to be the input for the next phase. Okay, that is why they are said to be logically cohesive units. Okay, there is a strong bond, a strong relationship between among the pages. Okay, so in today's class, we are going to see the lexical analysis. Lexical analysis. The first phase of the comparison process. First phase of the comparison process. As you all know, the purpose of lexical analyzer is it has to take the source code as input and produce stream of tokens. Stream of tokens. Okay. Now, in this particular lecture, you will see how to generate stream of tokens from the source code. So, okay. So, for that, we have to implement a lexical analyzer. Okay. So, the sole purpose of this particular unit is here we will learn what is lexical analysis. Okay. How to do lexical analysis, how to specify and implement uh, the component that do lexical analysis. Okay, the component that do lexical analysis is called that perform lexical analysis is called lexical analyzer. Okay, lexical analyzer. Sometimes we'll call it as sometimes we will call it as scanner also. Okay, the other name for lexical analyzer is scanner. Okay, the component which performs lexical analysis process is called lexical analyzer or scanner. Okay, this is the presentation outline of this lecture. So here you will learn how to specify and how to implement lexical analyzer. Okay, for specifying the lexical analysis process, we'll be using something called regular expressions. Okay, so that you will see how to what is a regular expression, how to define regular expressions, how to derive complex regular expressions from basic regular expressions. You might have studied this in your previous course, in plat, but you will have a brief review, review again here, right? Why? Because we are exclusively using REs while designing lexical analyzers. Okay, then we'll see how to implement lexical analyzers. For that, we have two procedures. One is constructing the lexical analyzer by hand. Okay, right? Constructing the lexical analyzer by hand. The other one is use the existing tools by using existing tools. Constructing lexical analyzer by using existing tools. Okay. Some noise is coming from somebody's mic, I think. All of you, please mute yourself. Please mute your mics. Yeah, and finally we'll see the theory behind scanner generator converting REs into a transition table. Okay, this is something kind of the flat kind of stuff here that you're going to learn, right? Still getting noise? Hello, hello. Uh, somebody, I think somebody's mic. I'm getting noise. Please mute yourself. Hello. Yeah. So let's move into the content. Okay, so the first we'll see the role of lexical analyzer. Okay, the main role of the lexical analyzer here in the compiler design process is that it acts as a uh, I mean it acts as a producer, okay, which produces stream of tokens for the next phase, that is parser or the syntax analyzer. Okay, lexical analyzer will act as a token generator for the parser. Okay, so for that what it does, so it will simply read character by character from the source program. So whenever it identifies a particular token or a particular lexeme, okay, if it is satisfied with a particular sequence of characters, those can be identified as lexemes, then those lexemes will be forwarded to the next phase of the compiler design process. Okay, so whenever it reads an extra character, okay, then it will simply put back the character to the source program. If that extra character that read, it may not be useful for recognizing a particular token, then it will send back to the source program. Okay, and meanwhile, as and when there is a new symbol, okay, those new symbols and their corresponding attributes will be stored in the symbol table. Okay, so from the diagram you can see that lexical analyzer, it's something like a, I mean you can you can think this whole process as a producer consumer problem. Okay, where the producer is lexical analyzer and the parser is the consumer. Okay, so the lexical analyzer produces tokens, whereas the parser consumes those tokens to identify whether these stream of tokens actually forms actually syntactically correct or not. Okay, that is how they function. Okay, so we can say that as I told you earlier, while designing the compiler, you can mix these two phases into a single pass. Okay, why? Because they are somewhat correlated. They're somewhat correlated. Okay, lexical analyzer will produce tokens, parser will get the tokens and try to arrange them in the form of the in a valid structure. Okay, right? So that is how it works. So the role of the lexical analyzer in the comparison process is to identify to get the input from the source program and try to identify the source program. Convert that source program into stream of tokens and pass them to the parser. Okay. Still getting some noise. Hello. Please mute. All of you, please mute your mics. Hello, somebody. I think, so let me figure out from whose mic getting noise. Hello. Are you able to hear me? Hello.
Sir.
వినిపిస్తుందా అండి మీకు? డిస్టర్బెన్స్ వస్తున్నాయా?
Yes sir, disturbance around.
Roll number 520, please mute your mic. Roll number 520. Yeah. ఇంకా ఎవరు అండి? డిస్టర్బెన్స్ వస్తుంది నాకు. Okay, right. So in this particular lecture, we are going to see how to specify lexical analysis and how to implement it. Okay. So as you can see here, lexical analyzer will read entire program into memory. After that, it will read character by character, and it will try to identify the lexemes or the tokens. Okay, we will see what is lexeme and what is token in the later slides. Okay. Then whenever it identifies a particular lexeme or token, it will pass the token to the parser, so that the parser will arrange those tokens in a syntactical manner. Okay, whenever it is able to construct a parse tree, then we can say it is syntactically correct. Otherwise, I mean, there is a syntax mistake. Okay, so when there is an error, I mean, there is, I mean, if the lexical analyzer finds any lexical error, then it will notify that error to the user. Okay, so whenever it identifies a lexical error, okay, so those errors will be notified to the user, as well as the error handler will take care of, I mean, I mean, executing the remedy actions, like finding out the position where it occurred or something like that, right? Yeah. So this slide is very important. See here. So we'll see the functions of lexical analyzer. Okay, what is the functionality of lexical analyzer? So you can see the main functions of lexical analyzer, or three. There are three functions. Okay. So the first function is grouping input characters into tokens. That is the main task of the lexical analyzer. So this process is called grouping input characters into tokens, is called tokenization. Okay. So usually we say the main task of the lexical analyzer is tokenization. Okay. And the next phase, I mean, the next function is stripping out comments and white spaces. Since source code may contain white spaces and comments. Okay. So I mean, while translating them, I mean, while translating the source program, I mean, the source, I mean, white spaces and these comments, they are non-executable statements. Okay, so there is no need to translate them into source, I mean, machine code. Okay, so I hope you understand this thing, right? So it is for our understanding, we'll put blank spaces and all, spaces, tabs and all while writing our programs. But while converting, there is no need of these spaces. Okay, there is no need to convert space into its equivalent machine code. Why? Because they are non-executable statements. Similarly, comments also. Okay, so comments are also non-executable statements. For our understanding, if you want to know the logic of the program, or if you want to say something to the novice users or those who are reading your program, will generally will include comments. Okay, so these comments are non-executable statements. Okay, there is no need to convert them into machine code. Okay, so in the first phase itself, we'll strip off and we'll stripping out all the comments and the white spaces. Okay, so the lexical analyzer will stripping out all the comments and all the blank spaces and grouping input characters into tokens. And the third functionality is correlating error messages with the source program. Okay, whenever it finds an lexical error, then it will correlate the error message or diagnostic messages related to that particular error. Okay, so suppose something like, say, in followed by, say, p. Generally what we assume is in must followed by t. Okay, then it will be recognized as int. Int is a keyword. Okay, perhaps if in followed by p instead of t, then it will give something like, see, I mean, in must be followed by t instead of p, or something like some diagnostic message, so that the user can rectify that error. Okay, right? So these are the functions. I'm repeating again. Grouping input characters into tokens, that is what we call tokenization. So before tokenization, what we had to do, we had to stripping out all the comments and white spaces. They are not needed for the translation. And correlating error messages. Whenever there is an error, we need to get some input from the compiler, so that we can identify the correct, the correct position of the error, then we can rectify it. Okay. The next comes the issues. Hello. I'm getting 1 minute. I'm getting a lot of noise from. Yeah, it is because of ransomware. Okay, I think my laptop is, I mean, I had a problem with this malware, right? So these are the issues. So, I mean, while implementing lexical analyzer, you need to consider these things. Okay, whether we have to go for simpler design, or whether we had to separate this lexical analysis process with the syntax analysis, or we had to combine them. Okay, as I told you earlier, since this is a producer consumer problem, you can make them as a single pass. But if we go for division, then I mean, it leads to simpler design, and moreover it will take I mean the compiler efficiency is also improved if you go for separate pages rather than combining. Why? Because we will see that, like, there is something called condition. Okay, the lexical analyzer will produce stream of tokens. I mean, it will produce stream of tokens, uh, but the consumer will, I mean, the syntax analyzer is not, let us assume a situation in the syntax analyzer is not in a position to receive the tokens produced by the lexical analyzer. That means syntax analyzer is somewhat slow when compared to the lexical analyzer. If that is the case, I mean, it takes a lot of time. Okay, it will ultimately, it will reduce the efficiency of the compiler. Okay, so that is the reason why we go for the separate, okay, implementation. Okay, so yeah. So as I told you earlier, the main task of the compiler design is tokenization. Okay, so